Come on. Okay, there we go. 1 second. Just minimize everything. 1 minute. Let's see. Share. Oh, good. That's great. Okay, yeah, it worked on my side. Okay. All right, I'm ready to go on my side.
Awesome. Okay, so this would be how to enter a company and an individual into our CRM. The whole purpose is to make sure that we're all doing this the same way so that we could import email addresses into different groups into constant contact or whatever we use in the future. So it's mostly about setting up a marketing campaign. So to get to different marketing campaigns, because we could do a marketing campaign if we decide to host a trade show or something, we could actually set up a marketing campaign just to see how effective that was. Over here is
So are we going to use Dash or Constant Contact for that?
no, we would use Constant Contact to send out email blast, because legally we have to give people the right to unsubscribe.
Okay, and we can't do that with Dash.
Absolutely. So if we have a list of people in Dash that are going and we have them in there, we can send them emails. But we are supposed to offer everybody a way to unsubscribe from an email blast.
I got you. So we're just kind of collating it within Dash so we can send it out as a group.
Absolutely, because then we take the report from Dash. We then go ahead and use that report to export the email addresses into Constant Contact, and now we have different groups within. So I have a group for agency. I have a group for, there's another agency. Agency, more floods. Insurance agent, insurance agents, more floods. So we have to separate or differentiate all of our agents and plumbers and whoever else we do, property managers. So, and you'll see how that works when we start opening a company up. So anytime we want to do a future marketing campaign and we're going to do it a different way, we can add a new record right here. Another way to go ahead and do it is to go back to that marketing screen. There was, oh no, it would be through here also. I'm sorry. That you would add this in and it gives you a whole screen. You could do everything, and then this is only what it's going to look for and apply to. So you could separate things out, grab a few companies immediately. It's not very clean to go through it this way. To me, it's best if you have a list, you just go in to the company contacts. Now, a company contact would be just their main information. So when we come into here, we have all of our companies within the database, and each company should have minimally one individual. And by the way, I'm just dumbing this down in case we use this video. I know you know most of this, Kev. So everybody, we should have a company and then a contact within that company of how we got into that company. So if we see a number 1 here, that means that there's a contact. 0 means 0 contacts. If it has a 10, it's 10 contacts. Upon starting any new company, you always want to have a contact, and it's most important to get their email addresses, because this day and age, emails is a great way for us to communicate quickly and help cut down on those, quote, 27 touches that people need to see before they really know who we are. So at this point, we're going to start a new company. We would hit the little plus button, and it's going to take us to the company page. The first thing we're going to concentrate on is entering the company. So first, you would find out what type of company it is. Let's say today we're going to do a broker agency. This is going to be ABC Brokerage. Their phone number is 1234567. There we go. If they were related to another company, say this is Lighthouse, and Lighthouse has 5 different agencies, you would add Lighthouse in here as the parent company, and this would be the sub company. As far as insurance related items go, we would put here, if this is an Allstate or a State Farm specific and they're not a brokerage company, if they're just a specific agency, we would write in here Allstate. We don't use that as a parent company because then we're going to start getting all the contacts confused between adjusters and brokers and agents. So at this level, we're not separating out a parent company. We're going to separate it out in the name of the actual company.
Yeah, that's our current naming scheme anyway. It's
absolutely. So I adapted it, and Craig was doing it a little bit different. I corrected Craig. He's on the straight and narrow right now. But I don't want to associate, because even Allstates, some of these Allstates now have multiple companies that they can actually broker out to that are Allstate affiliates to help give their clients better pricing. So we fill out everything here. The toll-free number would be if they have an 800 number. Email address would be typically not used too much, but if they do have an inquiry email, say info@ABC Brokerage or service@ABC Brokerage, you would add that into the inquiry email. If there is one person, a single owner of this place, you could definitely put the email in here. But again, because of the way we're supposed to do this with individuals as opposed to companies, the email will be captured to each individual in an individual contact. If you're looking things up, your website, if they have a website, which I found a lot as I've been fixing up our current CRM, I've been adding it here. That's just a little bit of food for thought. Sales status is basically all NA. We're going to go ahead and we're going to come up with a better system to use sales status, rank, referral type, groups, routes, sales stage. That will be in my next set of videos when we start ramping up our marketing tremendously to the agencies. I just want to concentrate on getting the information in so that we have it all going the same way. At this point, we're going to put in the addresses: 123 Main Street. Let's say it's Suite 4. Once you put in the zip code, it will autofill everything else. Oh, I shouldn't have hit. It will autofill everything else once you click outside of that box. As you can see, you should check if the mailing and billing address are the same. They typically are with our agents. However, Dash has an issue right now. It's not bringing over zip, city, country. They know about this issue. I'm on a ticket for them. I alerted them a week and a half ago to this. It will supposedly pull over, but just for everybody's knowledge, check that box off. Typically, these are going to be the same. Here is where we went over with the marketing campaign. This is the important parts. The marketing campaign, if this is in Farmingdale and we have a more floods, and it's part of our more floods area, you're going to put this as an agency with more floods.
Now, do we have that list available for it's specific agencies, not just the zip code, right? Like,
No,
I mean, I guess it is tied to
it
the
goes,
zip code. But.
it goes off the zip code. We're updating it. Taylor has gone through and done it all, but it is technically off of the zip code is what we're allowed to do. So Craig has a copy so that he knows I'm doing Donna's. This way we make sure all the information is in and it's correct. So as of right now, it's based off of zip code and zip code only. If this is a plumber, it would be the same thing. There's a plumber or a more floods plumber. Same thing with property managers, any marketing campaign that we have, so that we can go ahead and take this list and we can get it into Constant Contact. You can choose multiple marketing campaigns for somebody. If you hit the shift button, it'll allow you to choose multiple places. Obviously, in this case, it's just an agency. We're not doing anything else. It would stay a more floods agency. Same thing with the contact category. You would just enter that in as agency. You should not have to use these at the bottom. If you're using this at the bottom, we don't have something in the system, please cross it by Kevin or myself first. Next thing you would do is take this phone number, copy it. You're going to pop it into the business line. More than likely, that's the business line that they gave us. If we have a fax machine or anything else, we could add it in here. You could add a note saying main office line, and now you know exactly what it is. Lastly is the responsible rep. The responsible rep needs to be the person whose account this holds. This is how True Restorations distinguishes somebody that can go ahead and make a commission off of a job because their contact brought the job in. So you would put this in this case, we'll put my name, I'm making this up, and we're okay. The referred by.
That's the also known as the account owner. You're the one that's owning that account.
Absolutely. This, if you're keeping up with your notes, this is exactly who we know how to assign this lead to. If you leave the company, somebody else is going to take over your account. They're going to come in here and they're going to change the responsible rep. The referred by isn't something we tend to use because we got most of our accounts on our own. If we happen to get an account through somebody else, go ahead and put that in. The more information, the better. Now at this point, everything's filled out properly as I'm asking. You have your marketing campaign and contact category, which is a must. Also, I missed in the contact category, you can also hit multiple items at one time. At that point, you would save it. And now we have a company made up. You go over to company contacts. There's nobody in here yet. We're going to add somebody in a second. Documents, we could add more documents if you have a business card or somebody has some type of paper that's a document of theirs. We can add it on into here if you feel that it's important. I'll set up another video to show everybody how to do that. Notes, this is where you're going to do all of your notes regarding your visit or your phone call or text or email communication with your customer. You're going to make sure to be as detailed as possible, explain everything. If you have different individuals that you want to mention in here that work in the office, this is where it's all captured as a general note to be entered upon completion of your visit. Go to your card.
So assuming this is in the company, now we're going to start to assign, agents that work for this company. If you call that agent, will it log it a note in the company or just put it in his particular notes section of the contact?
Neither with this. It's not a job note to our knowledge. I don't know if they're coming out with something for that, or maybe they have in the recent month or two. But if you're calling, you have to enter a manual note. It doesn't work the same way as the jobs function and the job notes does. If you call up an agent and for whatever reason you have to speak to someone individually, you can, or even a company, you would have to put this note in manually. It does not have that same function.
I'm curious that, if we went to an existing contact that's assigned to a company, but got to their contact information from the company tab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you made so maybe
let me duplicate this.
And then let's go to another already existing one, like Brendan Schlott or something, and
absolutely.
Maybe I'll do it on my phone while you're doing that. Let's go to cancel and 6285. I'm going to go to contacts. I'm going to go to the company first and then search for
company contacts. Yep, that's how I just did it.
HLO, Brendan Schlott, agency, right? In there. And then now, I guess we need one that's more fully developed that's going to, I guess, if you launch the call from in there, it'll put a note It'll give you an opportunity to put a note, I would bet, that shows up in
It
it.
will, yes, but you will have to input the note. If you just hang up and let it go, it won't. You have to add the physical note in. So
Yeah,
I
it
guess,
doesn't- yeah.
no, I don't think that it allows you from the app to do how we do at the job. So if we call an
Okay.
adjuster or a
That's a bummer.
homeowner, exactly. And I've put in feature request upon feature request with Dash. They're just very slow in getting to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so we're finished with ABC brokerage. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to make a new individual. We click on the new individual button. And at this point, we confirm the company, ABC brokerage. I'm not a big fan of titles between Miss, Mrs., Mrs., whatever it is. If you know it, go for it. I don't tend to do that. In this case, we're going to go with Agent Z. And then we're going to go ahead for the contact type, and we're going to choose from this list. At this point, this is an agent or a broker. It's going to be a broker agent contact. The main phone number, typically, that is the regular office line. At that point, you can pop that same number in down here. If we have a mobile number that we're working off of, you can go ahead and enter the mobile number also. But typically, agents don't want to be bothered too much when they're not at work. So make sure that the business line tends to stay in the main phone number. I've been using this assistant area to notify me if an agent does not want any emails or personal phone calls sent to them. I have Craig finding out and Donna finding out if there's a specific agent that does not want a follow-up email. I will put in here, no emails for follow-up. Before I send out any specific email for a follow-up, I will check out their contact first. So you as a marketing rep will need to also send out your contact also, or look up your contact just to reconfirm. If it doesn't say anything here, go for it, be my guest. Lastly is job title up here. If they are an agent owner, click the agent owner. If they're an agent, you could do agent. If you know for sure they are not a licensed agent and they just run the office, you can hit office manager. Stick with these three on top as far as agents go. When you get to plumbers, plumbing technicians, property managers, please try to find out what their title is, add it into here. So here would be plumber assistant, maybe, or a plumber tech. Try to get as much information as possible for the job title. It could definitely help because we want to target specific job titles possibly at some point. So you'd enter your job title. Here would be agent. Now we come down to the address. Once again, dash problem, not bringing the state over. Make sure the state, make sure your county is here. And lastly, in this section for the information portion is the email. Get everybody's email. It's real simple. We want to start doing multiple types of marketing events, and having their email is going to be a good way to start. It gets people seeing our name. It gets people recognizing our name. And all of a sudden, somebody calls up looking for a claim. They call up their agent. True Restorations is fresh in their head because we just had a Monday morning email with them. Get in the habit. Everyone in the office has an email address. Once we start rolling out some of our Monday morning emails, ask when you go into an office for a winner to deliver a gift card, ask them, is there anybody else here that has an email address? Can I get their contact information? We'd love to share them on this Monday morning email so everyone has a chance to win. Follow that. Get email addresses. Now we have marketing campaign and contact category. You'll notice that it does not have the boxes like the other one. This one gets a little trickier. In your marketing campaign, you will hit edit. It will take you to the top. Once again, before we did agency, this one is going to be insurance agent. This is where we're going to pull a report from so we can get email addresses. In this case, we have a Morefloods agent. Once again, you could select multiples from here if you wanted by hitting the Control or the Shift button. In this case, we just want one because this is all this agent is. You will then need to hit this button. If you don't hit this button and just highlight it and click OK, you did not assign a marketing campaign. So here we have edit. Once again, find the proper campaign, in this case, insurance agent. Hit OK. Now we have a campaign. Once again, you can have multiple campaigns. We might have a golf event. That golf event comes into here. We'll have insurance agent and golf event. Now their email address will be carried over for us into the golf event so we could email blast the proper people. Contact category, again, this would be adjuster, agency, agent. This is a particular individual contact. This is not a company. An agency is a building. An agent is a person. Click on the agent broker. Once again, hit your little arrow, hit OK. Lastly, you are the responsible rep. You will make sure to give yourself credit for this. You're now done with the nuts and bolts of getting the information, basic information needed, the referral type, rank, volume, dollar amount. This will all go into further videos on how to expand upon our CRM. As of right now, I need email addresses and contact information for everybody. So get that into the system. We would hit save to complete everything. And now we have a company contact. We have an individual contact for this business. If there's 4 or 5 agents, each individual contact should have their own. The way to reference everything now is come to your contact manager with the company. Type in ABC. Click the funnel, contains, and here we have our new agency that we installed. We'll open it up. We have a company contact now for Agent Z. Hit a new individual, keep adding more and more individuals as is needed. To go further, so you all understand how strong of a system this is, you can enter birthdays, anniversaries, a whole bunch of different things, but you can also enter preferences for people. I'm not saying this is some things that you would want, but we might start finding out what type of coffee a particular agent likes. Maybe they like Dunkin' Donuts as opposed to Starbucks, because when you handed out a Starbucks $10 gift card, they say, oh, we really like Dunkin' Donuts. No problem. We can write this in. Next time that agent wins, we will be able to distinguish certain, oh, you remembered I like Dunkin' Donuts, showing that we care. Try to start using this as we go through things. I know it sounds silly, but those little details, when somebody calls me and starts talking to me and I know that they're hitting on the points of things I've said, I know they're using their system right and they really care. They want their company to be better. I want our company to be the same. You could also use the notes section. If there's a particular tidbit of information an agent tells you about their personal lives and you want to remember it, add it to their notes. Before you go into the agency the next time, make sure that the notes are read. Make sure that you see every individual. Be better at your job than the last person that just visited them from one of those green companies. We want to be better than everybody else. Show them why we're better. If they know that you remember these things, they're going to know you have a system that works. And that's what we want to try to push here. That's basically my tutorial on how to add in a company and an individual. Do you have any questions, Kevin?
No, I think you got it down. I guess not as a general training topic, but like Donna's accounts, who's going through those?
Me.
Okay.
I'm doing that yeah, I'm doing that personally because what happened was, I'll show you now. Hold on 1 minute.
You can pause the video if you want, because it doesn't really pertain to training.
I hit the wrong button. Resume share.